last year, I spoke about what it is to be a leader. And if you remember, I said anybody can be a leader. Anybody can be a leader. All you have to do is you have to put your hand up. You have to say, I want to make a difference. You have to take a step forward, and then you can lead. But I think the message I want to share with you today is that leaders, good leaders, great leaders, create, nurture, develop, respect a high-performance culture. They work in a high-performance culture that's based on their values. And the great All Black, Brian Lahore, came up with a quote: a better person makes a better All Black. So they said, nobody cleans up after the All Blacks. The All Blacks clean up after themselves. And they came up with a methodology, sweeping the shed. So after a rugby match, in the changing room, the guys take off their plaster, it's messy, they leave bottles behind, and then they just leave. So the cleaners will then have to come in and clean up, not the All Blacks. After a game, the leaders will have a meeting on what happened in the game, it's documented, and then they clean up. And you might be the rock star, Richie McCaw, incredible, or a guy that just played 2 or 3 games. You do it together. And they leave the changing room clean, because nobody cleans up after the All Blacks. And I observed them in the World Cup. They then went on to win the previous World Cup, not 1 year, in 2011, in New Zealand, under the coach Laurie Mains. And they've passed on all the knowledge from one leader to the other, from one coach to the other, from captain to captain. They have a high-performing culture. What is the All Black win ratio now? It's 95%. As a leader, your responsibility is to pass on the baton in a better position than what you got it in. That's your responsibility as a leader. And from Adiba, I learned many things. But the most important thing is selflessness. He gave everything because he loved this country so deeply, and he wanted to make sure that it is a tremendous success. That's your responsibility. That's what the MAD Leadership Foundation is all about. It's an army of young leaders that's going to change this country. You're going to change your community. You're going to change your street. You're going to change your city. That's why you got the mirror last year. Is make that person in that mirror happy. You must be happy first. You must make that person in the mirror happy first, and that will result in changing things. You will go and change things. You're going to change your business, you're going to change your colleagues, you're going to change the mindset, and you'll be a leader. Because this is what the country needs. We're seeing a dearth of leadership at the moment. We need the strong leaders who stand up. We need them to stand up and say, these are my values, this is the high-performance culture that I'm operating in, this is what I stand for, come with me. Let's have that debate, let's start that journey. Leadership is getting someone else to do what you want him to do because he wants to do it. And I just think it's enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. Attitude. For me, it starts with attitude. What is the attitude that you have? Is it the positive, energizing attitude, or is it the sapping attitude? You know, I say to my boys, there's energizers and energizers, those that give and those that take. But if you're a leader with enthusiasm and a great attitude, people follow. They want to see hope. Leaders deal in hope. They deal in hope. They create a better environment. In life, there's 5 Ds that are really, really important. Really, really important. The first one is desire. Desire. What do you want in life? What do you want? Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I have a dream that on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will one day sit down at the table of brotherhood. Unbelievable. That is a desire. He didn't come and say, I have a plan. He said, I have a desire. What is your desire? If the politicians don't resonate with you, there's a song by the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want. Remember that song? Have you heard that song? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell yourself what you really, really want. I shouldn't sing, hey? The second D is dedication. If you know what you want, it's very important to understand why you want that. If you know what you want as a leader, it's very important to understand why, because that is the fuel, that is the bonfire that's going to make you going to help you achieve your goal. That's going to make you successful. The third D is determination. A game plan. How? How are you going to get there? What is that game plan? And here, detail is very important. Not attention to detail, and obsession with detail is so important here. And if you get that right, it's magic. So in the World Cup, we knew if we lose to Australia in the opening game, we will not win the Rugby World Cup. It was that basic. So we had to execute and probably play the perfect game in the first match. You've got to have a game plan. You've got to have a game plan, and you've got to execute that game plan. So desire, dedication, determination, and guess what's the fourth thing? Discipline. It's the toughest. That's the key. Discipline, if you don't have discipline like a Philippe Sella, if you don't have a discipline like Muhammad Ali, who said, you don't win the fight when everybody's watching. You win the fight when nobody's watching you, at 4 o'clock in the morning when you're beating the pavements and it's cold and it's miserable. That's where you win the fight. That's the discipline you've got to have. Credible discipline. Then there's a fifth one, and it's a bit of a contrived one. It's delight. When you do those four things properly, you will have success without a shadow of a doubt. But then you must enjoy that. Remember to celebrate that success. Do not let it just become a box that you tick and move on. And I've seen it with high-performance leaders that don't celebrate their successes when they should be celebrating the success. That gives you fuel for the next move. That keeps that desire. So when you have success, when you set your goals, you know what you want to do, and you achieve them, make sure you give yourself a pat on the back. Mr. Mandela, when he became our president, he said the time for the healing of wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this country will see the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being a skunk in the world. Incredible promise. And he went and he delivered on that. And we must never, never forget that. And we cannot allow that incredible vision of his that we will be exceptional as a country. We can never allow that to fade. We must not do that. We must follow in his footsteps. He will always be our example. Leaders nurture, develop, care, protect, build a high-performance culture based on their values. You do that right, it's magic. Thank you very much for listening.